Holiness is not the luxury of a few people, but a simple duty for you and me. And if we can accept that a mother can kill her own child, how can we tell other people not to kill one another? From the moment a soul has the grace to know God, she must seek. Maybe if I didn't pick up that one person, I wouldn't have picked up 42,000. To be able to proclaim the good news to the poor, we must know what is poverty. Gandhi felt fascinated at knowing Christ. He met Christians, and felt let down. We must become holy, not because we want to feel holy, but because Christ must be able to live his life fully in us. At the hour of death, when we come face to face with God, we are going to be judged on love, not how much we have done, but how much love we put into the doing. The less we have, the more we give. Seems absurd, but it's the logic of love. If you have not the experience, ask. There is no shame in asking, but do not pretend you know when you don't. The cross will be for us as it was for Christ, proof of the greatest love. People are generally irrational, unreasonable and selfish. They deserve to be loved, anyway. Holiness is doing God's will with a smile. Souls of prayer are souls of great silence. We are not here to be successful, we are here to be faithful. If you really love one another, you will not be able to avoid making sacrifices. Let us be very sincere in our dealings with each other and have the courage to accept each other as we are. A direct killing of the innocent child, murder, by the mother herself. Many people mistake our work for our vocation. Our vocation is the love of Jesus. If you ask children in the West where's God, they'd point to the sky. If you ask children in India, they point at themselves. It is more difficult to fight poverty in a rich country than in a poor one. If you are hungry to hear the voice of God, you will hear. To hear, you have to cut out all other things. The purpose of guilt is to bring us to the Lord, after that it has no purpose. Love. A fruit always in season. The highest form of worship is to find the least among you and treat them like Jesus. Why can't there be love that never gets tired? I know I am touching the living body of Christ in the broken bodies of the hungry and the suffering. If our bones were not sending whispers of doubt to our hearts, there would be no need for prayer at all. Once we take our eyes away from ourselves, from our interests, from our own rights, privileges, ambitions, then they will become clear to see Jesus around us. We do not strive for spectacular actions. What counts is the gift of yourself, the degree of love you put into each of your deeds. All of us must be saints in this world. Holiness is a duty for you and me. So let's be saints and so give glory to the Father. Joy is strength, joy is love. Joy is a net of love by which you can catch souls. She gives most who gives with joy. Silence gives us a new way of looking at something. I have come to realize more and more that the greatest disease and the greatest suffering is to be unwanted, unloved, uncared for, to be shunned by everybody, to be just nobody. I don't think there is anyone who needs God's help as much as I do. Sometimes I feel so helpless and weak. I think that is why God uses me. Because I cannot depend on my own strength, I rely on Him 24 hours a day. Though we are involved in social work, Our goal is to be contemplatives at the heart of the world. We are with Jesus 24 hours a day. We do everything for Jesus. We do it all unto Jesus. If you are joyful, do not worry about lukewarmness. Joy will shine in your eyes and in your look, in your conversation and in your countenance. You will not be able to hide it because joy overflows. We need to realize that poverty doesn't only consist of being hungry for bread, but rather it is a tremendous hunger for human dignity. We need to love and to be someone for someone else. I do not agree with a big way of doing things. What matters is the individual. If we wait till we get numbers, then we will be lost in the numbers and we will never be able to show that love and respect for the person. Let anyone who comes to you go away feeling better and happier. Everyone should see goodness in your face, in your eyes, in your smile. Joy shows from the eyes. It appears when we speak and walk. It cannot be kept closed inside us. It reacts outside. Joy is very infectious. Keep giving Jesus to the people, not by words but by your example, by being in love with Jesus, by radiating holiness and spreading His fragrance of love everywhere you go. Just keep the joy of Jesus as your strength, be happy and at peace. Let us be very sincere in our dealings with each other, and have the courage to accept each other as we are. Do not be surprised or become preoccupied at each other's failures. Rather, see and find in each other the good, for each one of us is created in the image of God. You have to be holy in your position as you are, and I have to be holy in the position that God has put me. So it is nothing extraordinary to be holy. Holiness is not the luxury of the few. Holiness is a simple duty for you and for me. We have been created for that. Am I ever angry or frustrated? I only feel angry sometimes when I see waste, when things that we waste are what people need, things that would save them from dying. Frustrated? No, never. Let us touch the dying, the poor, the lonely and the unwanted according to the graces we have received, and let us not be ashamed or slow to do the humble work.